Welcome to Unreality Zone Fun and Games. Currently, we are playing a campaign of Modifius Entertainment's Star Trek Adventures. Our campaign is called Empires in Embers. The setting is Deep Space Nine, about 2 years after the Dominion War. Previously on Empires in Embers at Deep Space Nine. Since the explosion at GEM offices, Dr. Smith has been a very busy man. He managed to save Bemenech and Tinget, the patients who made it to the infirmary in critical condition. Then he placed the station on lockdown about 40 minutes after the explosion. Casualties included Genju, the receptionist, and General Secretary Gallus of the Niberite Alliance. The Dosai Keen is missing, and one of Joel's deputies showed Dr. Smith evidence that Keen may have beamed out just before the explosion. Ambassador Zaulan of the Niberite Alliance believes the Zenkethi assassinated the General Secretary, and Dr. Smith last saw him asking Bemenech to expedite their order for a fleet of warships to go to war against the Zenkethi. And aboard Starship 11, Joel captured Mattis Arna, the young Bajoran who stabbed Dracoon. And we're going to need to revisit that in a minute, Joel. You returned to the realm of commerce Dorana, where Dracoon was healed in their hospital, and you learned of a Jem'Hadar warship whose entire crew had been possessed by Pa-wraiths. Using the power of the Pa-wraiths, they had destroyed an entire solar system in a matter of minutes, essentially exterminating the Wadi race. I never liked the Wadi. They were on the verge of destroying the wormhole when suddenly a GEM ship emerged and hit them with a chronoton barrage, dispelling the Pa-wraiths. Then, just as you were about to depart Realm of Commerce Dorana, shocking news swept across the entire Dominion. All contact has been lost with the Founders. And now, immediately as we open this, Dracoon needs to make a perception roll for me. And since he's not here, Phil, could you roll?
Okay.
Let's see what Dracoon has.
220s?
220s. Well, let's look. He's got... This is an insight plus command roll. So his target is 13. Let me see if he's got any focuses or talents or anything that would help here. No, not really. All right. 3 successes would be outstanding here.
So am I rolling 3 times?
No, you're rolling 2. But if one of them's a 1, you could get 3 successes. 1 or 2 successes still gets you something.
I rolled an 8 and a 19.
You got 1 success. Okay. So in the Deep Space Nine episode, The Ship, if you'll recall, at the end of the episode, the Vorta and all the Jem'Hadar soldiers are trying to get into this crashed Jem'Hadar ship, and they're trying to get something from in there and they don't know what. And then Sisko is standing there when they watch a Founder die. It's been trying to hold its shape for the entire episode, and it eventually dies. And outside the ship, the Vorta and the Jem'Hadar immediately know this, and the Jem'Hadar commit suicide because they let a Founder die. Dracoon, and I believe your Dracoon is back at Starship 11 with everybody but Mani, right?
Yes.
On board the ship, Dracoon is having those, one of those, I sense a great disturbance in the force moments. It's like, for a second, it kind of felt like a Founder died, but then it didn't. So it must have been nothing. It's kind of weird. I wasn't aware that there was a Founder here at Realm of Commerce Dorana, and maybe it's nothing. I just felt this little twinge.
Maybe we should investigate that.
So meanwhile, Monty is in the security office, and they're all freaking out. They're no longer all that concerned about you because losing contact with the Founder's homeworld is a very big deal when you're the Dominion.
True.
And you're seeing all the people in the office, well, at least the Vorta that's in the office, suddenly feels this little twinge and stops, and it passes and has a concerned look on her face.
So I look and I'm like, are you all right?
I guess it's nothing. So there are a bunch of, as I recall, there are a bunch of Dominion people in this office.
Are there more than one? There's more than one Vorta, though, right? In the office?
We'll say sure. No, there's only one Vorta. There's a few Dosai, a few Karama, and a few other species that you really don't know from the Dominion, all hanging out. But the Vorta seemed to sense something for a moment.
That didn't look like that look on your face didn't look like everything was fine. What's wrong?
I guess it's just the shock of losing contact with the Founder's homeworld. Now, if you'll excuse us, this is very important business for us. Would you please be on your way?
All right.
And there are kind of like fire alarm sounds going all over this base, and it's a huge base because they're very concerned about what's going on. But they seem to have released you.
Okay. So I'm at security, right?
Mm-hmm. You're at the security office, but now they've got, you're in the security office of a hospital, but suddenly they've got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, it's a little like you're being held for shoplifting when the nuclear bomb goes off.
Well, right. I'm debating whether to try to find an admin office and see what's up.
Yeah,
Since clearly something is up.
Basically, all you did is knock over a cart. They yelled at you a while, and they're going to be satisfied with that.
All right, so I leave the security office. Is there an admin office nearby that I can wander by to see if I can hear anything?
You could try and roll a lucky wander, or you could ask someone.
What's a lucky what? Wander?
Yeah, I'll just roll. I'll just have you roll. Let's see. What would it be to see if you happen to guess the right direction? Because your universal translator doesn't translate signs.
Right.
But it does translate questions if you ask someone.
All right, I'm going to ask somebody where the admin office is. So I find somebody who looks important, and I pull them over. Hey.
There will be some nursing station with some, looks like some nurse in charge sort of thing.
All right.
You want to, can I help you?
Yes, I'd like to know where your admin's offices are.
Yeah, I think everybody's going for the admin office now. You want the hospital admin office? It's take the turbo lift down the hall there to level 7. You can't miss it.
All right, thank you. So I'm just going to see if I can overhear anything. I'm not actually going to go in and ask.
Okay, so you go outside. So you go into, there's a reception area outside the admin office. Somebody says, "Can we help you?"
Yeah, I'd like to know what the hell's going on. Everything's gone crazy all of a sudden.
You're not a Dominion citizen, are you?
Does it look like I'm a Dominion citizen?
My advice is to get out of Dominion space as quickly as you can.
And why is that?
Because the entire organization of the Dominion relies on the founders.
And you've lost.
Without
Okay.
them, there is no authority.
Oh, I
Dominion.
see. And no one knows why. You were just cut off.
It's a communication blackout. We don't know what happened. But the news of it is spreading all over the Dominion. There's no hiding it.
All right. I will be on my way then. All right. I contact this shit.
All right. So you leave the hospital. Is
Yeah.
everybody else just hanging out at the ship waiting for her?
You
Pretty
better be.
Okay.
much.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So
Put us into 11.
So you leave the hospital and you're walking through the giant mall area toward where basically the Starship parking lot area is. And there's a big crowd walking through the mall. And their path is kind of about to intersect yours. Maybe you're about to walk right through this big crowd. It's lots of loud talking in all kinds of different languages. Your universal translator probably can't handle it all because there's so much talking going on. And there's some space in the crowd. And so do you skirt around the outside, or do you kind of go through the middle of it as you're walking through the mall?
I'm going to skirt around the outside.
Okay. You skirt around the outside.
Now, from my vantage point, can I see what's going on in the middle? Like, is there something in the middle? Why they're all...
We'll say yes, there is.
Okay.
There appears to be a shapeshifter in the middle, walking along, saying, everything's fine, everyone calm down, everything's fine. And there are some... You fought in the war, right? You didn't get out of the war like Dr. Smith did.
No.
You were actually in the war for at least half of it.
Part of it, yes.
So you recognize that there are probably 40 Jem'Hadar around this founder, and probably another 40 shrouded Jem'Hadar interspersed and going through the crowd. And the crowd is all kinds of Dominion citizens, all following along, chattering and nervous and excited and worried.
So they're following him like he's some kind of prophet or something? Coming?
He appears to be headed toward the administrative area of this base, where the corporate offices of GEM are. Not the hospital where you came from, but the corporate offices area. And the founder, and let me bring this one up. It's a male founder, looks like that one.
So it looks like Odo?
No, it not. Odo's on the right, the other one's on the left. This is the Krajinski.
That's exactly who I thought about when you
I
said
thought
this
that
founder.
looked like
That's
the
cool.
female one.
It's not, doesn't look like the female, but it's a founder walking along and saying things like, I've got everything under control. GEM is going to be fine. I'll tell you what to do. I'll handle everything. That guy just pulled out a tricorder. Kill him. And a Jem'Hadar shoots somebody. Boom. Dead.
Hell.
And he says, if anybody else pulls out a tricorder, shoot them.
For a tricorder?
And they just keep walking along. There's now a smoking body lying there in the middle of the mall.
Can I see who this? Do I recognize the smoking body? Not personally, but would I recognize where they're from? Like if
Well, let me see. No, This is a Dominion species.
Okay.
Not anything you've ever seen before. Probably just some businessman or scientist or maybe even a doctor. Actually, let's say they're wearing a medical garb from the hospital you just came from.
Huh. So if he's scanning him, I'm wondering if that's a real founder. If they're,
So,
all right, I'm going to start I'm going to check in. At this point, I can contact the ship, right? Communications isn't, so I can.
as far as you know, there's no jamming going on.
All right. Odinson DeVita?
Yes.
So, okay, so I was released. Long story short, I was released. Are you aware that the founders that all communication has been cut off with the founders and everybody's going crazy down here?
Oh, so it wasn't just ours.
Nope. So there's like I think there's some serious shit that's about to go down. It looks like a founder surrounded by a bunch of Jem'Hadar going toward the admin offices, and someone tried to scan him, and the founder went nuts and basically ordered him dead. So there's like a smoking body right here, and I kind of want to find out what's going on, if I can.
All right. I sort of look over at Joel and say, given the solar system thing that just happened, do we think Pa Race could be causing this?
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that. It's a possibility.
Because the founders aren't particularly known for just ordering executions.
Right. Yeah. It's probably if I was betting man, I'd say that it was a power wraith that was inhabiting a founder.
Professor Jolf, is there some way we can confirm that?
Probably, yes. I don't know. Does my Vulcan computer have an opinion on that?
You would need some kind of data. You would need some kind of scan from just this verbal description. You haven't got anything to ask the computer about.
We have very good scanners on this ship.
Yes. What can I scan?
You're going to try to scan the inside of the base?
The whole base, or do we just want to shoot for? She said he was heading to the gem.
The gem, yeah.
Okay.
I can scan the base for like Jem'Hadar.
You can scan the
No,
base.
not Jem'Hadar.
Well,
For Pa Race.
Oh.
How about
all
powers
right.
and founders?
Let's see a scan, Droff.
Sure.
And somebody roll for the ship. So your target is, what are we doing here? Droff is going to be, let's say this is insight and science. That's strong for you. And the ship is going to roll sensors in science, and that's strong for the ship. So somebody roll one 20-sided die for the ship. Your target is 16 or lower.
I got it too.
Okay, good. Excellent.
All right.
All right. I got a 15 and a 6. I needed a 15.
Okay.
So I got 2 successes.
Okay. When you remember Odo, when you scan Odo and he's a hawk, you scan a hawk. When you scan Odo and he's a rock, you scan a rock. When you scan this founder, you scan a hologram.
Weird.
And now, Doug, roll the opening credits. Mr. Smith, where did we leave you off last week?
Oh, probably in the ops of the thing,
Yeah.
being very heroic as I hold the whole station together in the midst of a terrorist attack. Also
Yeah.
worrying about my apparent new girlfriend's parents hating me.
And that's a distinct possibility. You've got the station on lockdown. Nobody can leave or arrive. There are, as you might expect, there are some pretty upset ships that have things like perishable cargoes or schedules to keep and things like that, and they're saying some angry things. Surprisingly, the Romulans and other people who were coming here to have meetings, they're very important diplomats and business people coming to meet with GEM representatives for very big deals. They're not all that worried about docking since GEM offices just blew up.
And they might be targets.
Yeah, but all the business as usual people hauling cargo and passengers and stuff, they're getting pissed at you.
Okay.
So while you're on lockdown, this is your chance to ask some questions, to do a little investigation. What do you want to do?
I've been thinking about that. What I want to get now is see if we have any logs on who left the station or if anybody left or entered the station that we have records of from the explosion to when I locked it down. You said there was about a half hour of time between the explosion when I dropped the hammer on that.
That was about 40 minutes, yes, because you actually did 2 surgeries in that time.
Damn, I am good.
They didn't call you and ask if they should put the station on lockdown until you finished surgeries.
Next time there's a catastrophe, just call me. I can make that decision while I'm in surgery. I can do it. I've handled stress before.
So, in the meantime, yes, a few ships did arrive and depart in that time. In fact, GEM, let's say a executive cruiser departed almost immediately after the explosion and went straight into the wormhole.
Who was on that ship?
Here's a passenger manifest. What are you looking for?
I don't know yet.
You don't recognize any names on the manifest? Maybe Joel could have a look at it if he was there.
Which he isn't. Well, we're going to hold on to that. So I suppose we should also get a hold of Starfleet and let them know that who are the 2 races that are about to go to war because of this?
It's possible. Well, right now, the Ambassador Zalan of the Nybrite Alliance, his investigation tells him the Zenkethi are assassinated their general secretary. So as far as he's concerned, they're going to war. Well, he didn't say that. He said, I'm pissed at the Zenkethi, get me a bunch of warships. So read into that what you want.
So he's saying he's basically saying the Zenkethi were the ones who bombed GEM's offices.
His people told him it was a Zenkethi bomb. That's what he told you when he came up screaming to Ops earlier. You were not, your people did not confirm that. That's just what he believes from his people's investigation.
What do my people think? Do my people think there's anything to that? Is it possible it was a Zenkethi bomb?
As I recall, Bob Newhart said it's possible, but they're definitely inconclusive.
Hi, Bob.
Sup? Oh. see if I can get a hold of the ambassador and ask if quote unquote his people can share their findings with us.
You want to get a hold of Ambassador Zaulan of the Nybride Alliance.
Yes.
All right. Do you ask him to come to your office down at the infirmary or what?
Boy, I'm trying to think what would be the most polite thing to do be to go to his quarters and ask for a minute of his time. Try not to offend him any more than I already may have.
Well, let's
Diplomacy
see.
was never my strong suit.
Who have you got that might be diplomatic here? I've got nurses, engineers. I've got all these characters rolled up for Deep Space Nine. No, the player characters are the real diplomatic ones.
Not
Bemenach is kind of diplomatic.
Which one's Bemenach?
He's the executive in charge of the GEM offices whose life you saved. He's in the infirmary convalescing right now.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother him.
No, you've got, there's a Vedic in the temple who's pretty diplomatic.
You know what?
Vedic.
I should do this. I should handle it. I'll take care of it. Ask the ambassador if he would mind coming to ops.
Okay. What kind of mood is the ambassador in? Oh, the ambassador is already on his way to ops.
Oh shit.
All right, he rides up that turbo lift and he says, "Who's in charge here? Who put this station on lockdown?"
That would be me.
"I've got some important business to transact. There's been an outrageous act by the Zenkethi against my people."
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Ambassador. That's why I wanted to talk to you. By the way, I'm Dr. Nax Mandersmith. I'm the Chief Medical Officer of Deep Space Nine. I also happen to be the ranking Starfleet officer on board the station right now, so I'm in charge of this whole puppet show for the time being. I'm the one who made the order to put this on lockdown because the station suffered a terrorist attack, which, according to you, you say your people seem to know who caused it.
Yes, our investigation shows that it was a Zenkethi bomb. We're not sure how it was planted.
I was
We're
wondering
not sure what they have against us, but it did kill our general secretary.
And it killed it killed and injured many other people too, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of it, which leads me again to why I'm here right now, why I've asked you up here right now. I'm hoping that your people could share with my security team your findings and your evidence, because our own investigations are inconclusive right now as to the origin of that bomb. Your cooperation could speed up the process of getting the station off of lockdown.
I think HBK's in town.
Okay.
All right. He nods to an aide that's beside him, and the aide hands you a pad, and it's kind of, you can kind of understand it. You're not a security guy or a science guy. You could make a roll.
Oh, I'm going to hand it to Bob or to my guys.
Okay. Then Bob will make a roll. Yeah, their conclusions seem to be based on the residue of the explosive. They don't seem to have the whole fact, all the facts here. That residue could have been caused by explosives made any place, not just the Zenkethi. It's true a Zenkethi weapon might have used that, but lots of others would. Also, there's nothing in here about the transporter trace. They don't seem to be aware of that.
Okay. They don't know anything about the transporter trace. Why is that significant? Okay.
Did you get home in time?
Yes, I did. Everybody say hi to Kimmy. She just got home.
Hi, Kimmy.
Sure thing.
Okay.
But even though I went to spot it out on the front end before I got my piercing. They texted her that I was texted Kathleen that I was there, and she sent over a Fernet for me.
Oh, that was nice of her. Okay. Kimmy's had a good day. So, anyways. All right. All right. I thank the ambassador for his cooperation, and I'm going to work to get this lockdown sorted out as soon as possible so that you and everybody else can get back to business as usual. But for right now, we are going to remain in lockdown.
Says your superiors will hear about this.
I do not doubt that one bit. Speaking of which, I wonder if this is time to actually send a communique to Starfleet, requesting, advise on how to proceed. Since our commander is in another part of the galaxy.
All right. Wasn't expecting that, but that's a good idea. Let me call up my Starfleet bigwigs sheet here.
Mention that that the Hottentots and the Lilliputians are about to go to war here, and we need to do something about that.
Where are those guys? Starfleet brass NPCs. Who we
Just
got?
don't send to the one who was recently possessed by a pirate. Thank you.
Oh yeah, that would just be great. Please let it be him. That would just be the icing on the cake for this day. It started out so promising.
You're handling it all very well. I'm very impressed. You didn't tell him it was your ops in his corridor.
No.
There it is. No, not
God
that
help
one.
him if he tries to pull that shit in my infirmary, though.
All right, that's gonna be. All right.
Who did write my ops your corridor?
That was me. Your corridor, my infirmary.
All right, this will take just a moment. I have a space I need to fill out.
Is everybody noticing we have a special guest appearance by Nimbus in the background?
No, where's Nimbus at?
It's behind Mike's head right now.
Behind me,
Okay.
the black cat.
Yes.
All right, now I made the font wrong. Okay.
Nimbus gives us a show.
Okay, oh, really? All right. Vice Admiral Titch Grihill is on duty right now that you can contact. He's a Tellarite.
Oh, shit.
And he's grumpy, and they're all grumpy. He's got a lot of presence, and his insight's pretty good, but he hasn't got a lot of reason. So talk to him.
Okay. Admiral, my name is Dr. Nex Mander Smith. I'm the current ranking officer on Deep Space Nine. I've got a little bit of a situation here, and I could use some advice.
What happened?
Well, it appears that a bomb went off on our promenade, taking out the offices of GEM, killing several individuals, including General Secretary, whatever his name was. What was the name of the character?
General Secretary Gallus of the Niberite Alliance.
Yes, General Secretary Gallus of the Niberite Alliance was killed along with several members of GEM staff. We're able to stabilize and save some of the other victims of the blast, but I've since put the station on lockdown. And in the meantime, the Niberite Alliance now the ambassador here is telling me that his people, quote unquote, claim that they've got evidence that who is it? The
Zenkethi.
That the Zenkethi are responsible for this explosion, and they're rattling their sabers. Our people have investigated, and so far the data is inconclusive, and we're not prepared to say that it was a Zenkethi bomb. And as yet, not even the ambassador seems to have any idea what the motive could be for such an attack. In the meantime, my commanding officer and several of the other ranking officers on DS9 are in the Gamma Quadrant on a mission and are inaccessible right now. So I'm kind of running blind right now, and I could use some advice on how to proceed. I'm a doctor, not a diplomat.
And
That was awesome.
How long have you been holding on to that line?
All of about 30 seconds. I was actually disappointed. I was hoping for
Nice.
something like, I'm a doctor, not a male prostitute, or,
and he says, and he's saying, well, you're aware of the Alpha Pacts, aren't you? Why, if the Niberite Alliance attacks the Zenkethi, it'll cause a cascade that'll trigger war all over the Alpha Quadrant.
oh, crap in a hat.
We've got to make sure no one gets mad at anyone basically forever.
Oh yeah, no pressure.
So,
yeah, just hit them with a tachyon stream. That'll make everyone happy.
so
No, it's chronotons we're hitting everything with right now. Chronotons.
Calm
All right.
them down. Whatever it takes, human. Calm them down. Make them not fight.
Hey, why is it rude when I call somebody a Vorta, but he can call Dr. Smith a human?
because he's an admiral.
Well, Dr. Smith, you want to call him out and say he's being racist?
Absolutely freaking not. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be, well, Admiral, I would like nothing better than that. I was wondering if there's any possibility that we could get some assistance here.
Yes, well, this is pretty significant. We will dispatch a Galaxy-class starship to come and help with the investigation. Let's see, what would be... Oh, we don't want that one.
We don't?
The one that was here before with the Commodore?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, please not.
All right, Galaxy class.
Yeah, what's a good Galaxy class?
Well, you could always call my old crewmates on the old Ambassador class ship I served on.
Let's
Anthony,
see.
on the other
Hey,
side of the-
hold on. Admiral, as soon as I get done with the Admiral, I want to see if there's a possibility of me cashing in an old chip on with one of my past Starfleet relationships.
Oh, here's a good one. USS Breedlove.
Breedlove? That's perfect. All right. The USS Breedlove is on its way. It'll be there in 4 days. They're very good at that scientific investigation stuff. All
Okay.
right, so what else are you going to do?
I
have any
want
more
to see
questions?
if I can get somebody that I haven't talked to in a very long time. I want to see if I can get some advice from my old commanding officer, William Riker.
You're
All
going
right,
to try
that
to.
was bad.
I'm grasping at straws here. I know that we'd established that I had a pretty cordial relationship when I served with those guys on the Enterprise. So
Yeah, you did go on. You did a tour of duty on the Enterprise. That's true, and that was the.
oh no, don't tell them. I want that secret to come out in the story in the game.
Okay.
He's gonna say, "I've got nothing to say to you." And then
Well, you're probably right. Maybe I shouldn't. Okay. The Breedlove's on its way. All right, I'm gonna try to get a hold of the ambassador and
Yeah.
basically ask him very politely that there is a diplomatic team en route to DS9 right now from Starfleet, and ask his forbearance and patience and wait until that team can come to address the situation before letting things with Zen Kethi escalate into a war that's going to bring the whole galaxy it's going to force the whole galaxy to like intervene.
Okay, so the security guard, Lieutenant Newhart, taps you on the shoulder and says, "Maybe you should show them the transporter trace."
Who, the Starfleet?
No,
Okay, I'll do that.
the ambassador. They're not aware that a docile beamed away from the site of the explosion moments before it happened.
Okay, all right. We'll bring that in. We'll bring that in when we. So okay, let's get a hold of the ambassador. Same thing. We're going to say.
You're going to ask him to come back up. You ask.
No,
him
we're going to visit him. We're going to visit him. We're going to go to him.
Okay. So now, while you're going to him, let's switch over to the Gamma Quadrant. We're back on board Starship 11. And we're just going to say that as useful as Dracoon would be in this part of the adventure, we're just going to say he's convalescing from his surgery. So he's kind of spaced out on drugs right now. So what are you guys going to do?
Professor Jolf, what did the sensors tell you?
Oh, the hologram.
Hologram.
Yeah, when we scanned the founder, it came back hologram.
So not anybody there.
Well, no, that's not what I said.
What did you say?
I said when I scanned the founder, it came back hologram.
Okay, that implies they're not there.
No, it does not. Is there like a hologram transmitter? They're on this is a space station, so yeah, they could have transmitters built into this station. But yeah, is there like can I scan for floating holo transmitters?
It's a commercial mall. The whole place is holo transmitters.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, well that narrows it down. Sort of. No. Okay.
There's all kinds of entertainment stuff and things. Holograms are not unusual.
All right, I need some thoughts, folks. What do we think's going on here? Because I at least assumed that the founder on the station was a founder. Professor Jolf can't confirm he's not actually there, so...
well, obviously the hologram. Go ahead.
Yeah, he could be transmitting from some other location. I mean, if I were a founder, I'm not sure I would go to the mall. I mean, what would I do there?
Hang
Yeah,
around
obviously.
and eat ice tea.
Well, he's obviously going there with some sort of purpose. It's not like he's wandering around to see what the latest fashion is.
Yeah, Monty saw what direction he was headed.
Into the gym
Yeah.
headquarters, right?
Yes.
All right. I think we need to go take a quick visit to the gym headquarters. I think. So,
Is somebody going to come down and back me up?
So,
well, hold on. I'm just thinking about the smoking body you told me about earlier.
Yeah, I don't think we want to scan him.
Well, we've already scanned him. We already know. So the question is, what will we do to keep us silent? Joel, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, my thought is that obviously the hologram is there as a proxy, and he could be doing this remotely, or he could be a program, much like our EMH.
My concern is he's an impersonator. That somebody has intentionally cut off the founders and is wandering around impersonating a founder.
Okay.
I don't know how we confirm that's not the case.
Well, can we figure out where the signal is originating from?
For the hologram, that would be tough on this station.
The hologram, where that program is using. And do you want me to follow to see if I can figure out what's going on?
I just keep thinking about the smoking body, and it isn't so long ago we lost one of ours. So just hold tight.
All right. Actually, I have an idea.
It's not like you're Andorian, though you are half Klingon. I mean,
I will actually pick up my Vulcan computer and say, Tuk Tuk, how would you like to hack into the security network for this station?
Ooh, that's not outside the realm of possibility. I really, really, really don't want to do a hacking thing with Vicky not playing, but
yes, I would like her to be here as well.
For the moment, I need Joel to make a roll. I need to have you roll.
Basically, my idea is if this
insight
founder,
plus security.
Yeah, if this founder is wandering around the mall, then they have security footage, and that is data I can mine. I can build up a pattern that would tell me lots of things, like, is this pattern what a founder would do? Is he impersonating somebody? Is this, entity, secretly a, something or other?
Thank God Professor Droff doesn't work for Google.
Yeah. Joel, did you make a roll? 2 dice?
Yes. Oh, I got a 13 and a 6.
Okay, 2 successes. So while Droff is using the sensors to scan inside the space station, you're noticing on the proximity alert sensors a huge fleet of ships is approaching.
Okay. I let the commander know. I say, Commander, there is a huge fleet of ships approaching.
And
Can I tell what kind of makeup it is?
Define huge, and maybe we should back out of port right now.
You see a
hurry up! Leave me here. Run.
You see a GEM executive cruiser flanked by Jem'Hadar warships.
Okay.
So where are you going, Monty?
Does she follow orders or does she go on her own?
Well, is 11 taking
We
off?
haven't moved yet. Oh dear.
So did you let me know? Am I aware of this? Has there been I don't like what Mike is the way our game master is looking, guys.
I didn't believe what I just rolled.
Am I aware of
Vita tells Monty that
was there an open
Vita
comm?
tells Monty we have a problem. get to the ship as soon as possible. We're not sure how stable this situation is.
Can we beam her out?
All right, beam me out.
Yes, beam her out. Beam her out.
Yeah, can you
Right.
beam me out, or do I have to
As far
run?
as you know, there aren't any
Start
shields up or anything.
Start running. We will beam you as you go.
Yeah, let's beam her out. Mike,
All
what do you want
right.
the roll for the beam out?
If she was carrying one of those little transceiver things, you could beam her out through anything. Yeah, remember, you need to be carrying one of those things.
Well, we weren't thinking ahead. I'm sorry.
Look,
Do I
it's
have a
not
You
like
have
there are a
some
lot of
aboard the
things.
ship.
Well,
All right, I'm running.
But
as
when
fast
you-
as I can
When
to
you
the
leave
ship.
the ship, unless you tell me you've got one, you don't have one.
it's not like there's like a lot of Klingons who go shopping.
All right, so how do we roll to beam her out, Mike?
Yeah, but on the off chance you'll pick up. Well, I'm running towards
Yeah,
the
and
ship.
how'd the beam out go?
No difficulty. The beam out is difficulty 0. You got her out.
Okay.
Okay.
There's nothing challenging you.
All right, I think we should leave.
All right.
I think we should back off a little and observe.
All right, I report. 'Cause from what little I report to the commander, what little info I got was basically, since they were cut off from the Founders, it's good if you're not a Dominion ship to get the hell out, because it's kind of like a free
Hey,
for all.
Droff,
No one listens.
can
to
you do a
anybody.
general scan as we're backing away to make sure that there isn't any evidence of paw race anywhere on that station?
Sure. Okay.
That's a
Paw
good
race.
one. Yeah.
Considering they've recently obliterated a star system.
So roll
Yes.
it. You roll for your sensors, and somebody roll for the ship.
All right, Joel, roll for the ship, please. You're
Ship-
having good luck today.
Ship's target is
I got a
16.
9 and a 2.
No, you only
That's my best
roll
roll.
1. So we'll
Oh.
take the 9. You're fine. What'd you get, Darren?
I got an 11 and a 1, so I believe that's 3 successes.
You got 3 successes, and the ship got another success. Doug, where's our momentum situation? They get 4 now. They just got 2 momentum from that, and you're probably going to want it. You scan 0
Okay, maybe it's a
power
good thing I
rate.
didn't go after the.
All right.
0.
No power
power
rates.
rates.
All right. Well, the other thing I want to work on, probably during the downtime, is go to whatever is the equivalent of Reddit in the future and say, okay, theoretically, if I wanted to light an entire solar system on fire, how would I do that?
Oh my God.
Well, and you will get hits on that. You will get hits of the ancient Bajoran myths of the Pa-wraiths who threatened to set the galaxy ablaze.
Yes, how exactly would that happen? And then go from there.
He's less interested in myths and speculative fiction.
Yeah. So
No, I want that one guy in his mother's basement who figured out, okay, here's how you would do it. First, you gotta get,
Right.
This is 17 gazillion metric tons of ethanol, and
okay. So Droff is going down an extended task rabbit hole. That's fine.
Very on character.
In the meantime, are you undocking?
Oh yeah, we're backing
Okay.
fast.
You're undocking and leaving the base. There is an incoming broadcast message. Do you want to put it on the screen?
Yes, I'll put it on the screen for everybody to see.
Okay.
How was your visit with our mall? Would you please fill out this survey?
The incoming broadcast is coming from the GEM offices at this space station. And on the screen, you see this happy founder, this smiling, happy founder saying, citizens of the Dominion, have no fear. There is nothing to worry about. There is some simple communications failure with the founder's homeworld. But I assure you, I am here. I am in charge. Everything's going to be fine. This fleet of ships that is arriving is led by a docile that has great favor with me named Keen. And for the time being, Keen is in charge of everything. Don't worry, it will all be fine.
Wait just a second. Keen.
Yeah, indeed.
Wasn't that the one who beamed off of the DS9?
She's also the one that tipped Gamma Enterprises' hand.
I smell a rat here.
Episodes ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna think. Yeah.
Not an ally. Well,
And so, as far as you know, Keen is on board this executive cruiser that is surrounded by Jem'Hadar warships that's approaching the station right now.
Okay, Mike,
I'm gonna scan it.
It's time for Dr. Smith to use his latent telepathy that he's been hiding from everybody all this time and send a message to somebody in the wormhole saying, "Watch out for that fucker Keen."
Are we still close enough? I could scan it and look for docile life signs.
Well, you might be able to scan it, but the shields are up on all these ships. So
I scan it really hard.
no, what I'm saying is, yeah, there's a dozen docile and probably 100 other life forms on board this executive cruiser.
Okay. Any unusual life signs?
No pirates.
No. That's not what, like weird stuff. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. When you're polyamorous, your threshold for weird is pretty high.
This is true.
No, I'll need you to make some rolls and specify a question if you're going to ask a question.
The question is it plausible that this docile is actually on this ship as this founder is saying so?
Well, from the readings you're getting, yes, there are docile on that ship. It looks like the kind of executive GEM cruiser you've seen going to and from Deep Space Nine in the past.
Okay. Wait, where is this ship now?
This whole fleet is about to dock at Realm of Commerce Dorana, which you are just now leaving.
We're going as fast in reverse as we currently can.
You did get clearance to leave. They're saying, come again, bring money. Hope you had a good time.
I don't think I like the Gamma Quadrant. It was easier when we were spying on Vulcans.
So, which way you gonna head? You've got.
We still have the comet to deal with. This is blowing up here. God only knows what's happening back at the station.
And there's the Founder's homeworld that has suddenly lost contact. You just came from there. You were there yesterday.
Yeah, I think okay. I need advice. I need ideas here, folks. Our choices are go back to where the comet is, which puts us near the wormhole so we can touch base with DS9 and pass information on to the Federation. Or put ourselves another day further away from the wormhole and contacting the Federation and find out what's going on at the homeworld. What feedback?
We're just at the homeworld. That's not going to tell us anything. We can study maybe the communications traffic in and out of this system and figure out, well, when did they lose contact and why? But I don't know how long that would take.
What was your second idea? I didn't totally understand it.
Head to the homeworld and try to figure out why there is no communications, hoping to goodness that it isn't that the paw rays have blown it up.
Huh. I think it would be a good idea to fly there and check it out. What do you think, Darren? What do you want to do?
Okay, so there was a loss of communication between here and the homeworld. I guess I need more data.
We also need to consider the safety of the ship, because they were. It was basically suggested that if you weren't part of the Dominion at all, to hightail it out
of Dominion space.
Yeah.
Because they lost.
Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, because they lost communication and.
Yeah.
Okay.
So our safety would not be guaranteed. We at
Warships
least a
flying
single
in
ship.
is bad, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's head for the wormhole.
Although we don't
Droth, set up the long-range scanners, see if you can catch sight of that comet as we're heading towards the wormhole, but priority one is to get out of the Gamma Quadrant.
Okay.
All right, make it so.
Okay, you are warping toward. You can pass by that rogue comet. It's very predictable where it's going to be. It just moves through space in a very, very, very broad arc of a parabola.
Yeah, Droth, you get one shot as we're passing. So unless you see something really interesting, we're gonna zoom past it. Got it?
Now, why'd you say that?
Because I have other priorities.
Okay, Droth.
I have a very broad list of things I would consider interesting.
Do you want me to draw it down slowly?
I need a decision from Droth. Are you going to roll for your rabbit hole, or are you going to roll to scan the comet? Well, how are you spending time?
No, the rabbit hole stuff can wait until later. The comet is could be much more interesting than
Also, Droth doesn't always ignore direct orders.
Okay. No, we're definitely scanning the comet.
Commander, should we also be like?
Okay, scan the comet. I need two dice.
Sorry, Manny, I missed that.
And someone roll for the ship.
Should we also be like scanning communication?
Scanning what?
Who's gonna roll for the ship?
Go ahead.
I'll roll.
Just scanning for communication among Dominion ships.
You're getting all kinds of weird, frantic communication.
I got a 13 for the ship.
Okay.
I got a 9 and an 18, so I think that's one success and then another one from the ship.
Yes. So the comet is a ball of ice and rock.
Yes.
There is nothing else. It is a rogue comet. It's not in any solar system. Maybe 1 million years ago it was in a solar system. It came from some solar system over that way. And yeah, you can track what solar system it came from, and not 1 million years ago. 10, 20, 30, 40,000 years ago, it came from a solar system over there. And it's
not a
got no sign of power rates or energy or anything like that. You'd have to actually put on a spacesuit and land on it if you want to dig archaeologically or something through the comet.
I'm not seeing a reason for that yet.
But as far as the material it's composed of and the energy it's emitting and all that, it is exactly the hunk of frozen rock you expect it to be.
Okay.
And it is on exactly.
So not a Q jail.
It's on exactly the course it would be on if it came from that solar system over there. Kind of an unexplored, not well-known solar system.
Okay. Is there any literature on anyone that has recently visited this comet? Is anyone else taking a come here, taking a close look at it?
Yeah. The starship, the Galaxy class starship. What was that called? An achievement.
That wasn't on the list.
Yeah, the one with the Commodore that went nuts. I got to call up the name of that ship. That was the last ship to visit. The only ship that really ever.
Oh, the one that went nuts and the crew tore it up. The one that was docked at Deep Space Nine.
What is? We haven't referred to that ship in a long time. I got to bring up my older notes.
What was that?
Champion. USS Champion. USS Champion visited here last month.
Flock's got a Galaxy class named after him. Well, that's Star Trek Online. That's not canon, is it?
No.
Well,
no.
I'll make it canon if it's funny. So, the USS Champion was the only Federation ship to visit this comet, and you know what happened because their next stop was Deep Space Nine.
So I think, the Power Wraith was probably stuck in the comet somehow and got onto the ship and made everybody crazy.
Yeah, I'm thinking we want to hang away from that for the moment, unless it may also be an empty husk at this point.
Can we shoot a chronoton field at it?
If you'll recall, you saw there was a GEM ship shooting chronotons at it before.
And yes, okay. But was there any reaction? Do we know if it did anything after that?
They basically wouldn't tell us what they were doing, and we didn't push it.
Okay. Okay, so recently visited. Anything else weird we could scan for?
Yes, roll a scan. I'm going to let somebody roll for the ship.
I got it. I rolled an 11. Hey, 11 for 11.
All right, I rolled a 9 and also a 20, which is not a success. Dun, dun, dun.
Right when the GM was trying to be nice to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or a complication.
Great.
Yep.
You're scanning that this comet came from the we'll say the Eon Norina system, which is not far away. It's not very well known. It's a system. It has been looked into, but there's nothing interesting there. The star is a brown dwarf, and all the planets seem to have been burned somehow to a cinder 50,000 years ago. And it's kind of sounding familiar.
Yes.
A sort of a pattern has developed. And it's not all that far from the wormhole.
Okay. The system.
On this side of the of the Gamma Quadrant, right?
Could you repeat that?
On this side of the Gamma Quadrant, right?
Yes. Yes, it's on this side, the Gamma Quadrant side of the wormhole.
What's this system called again? I want to do some more research on this.
Eon Norina is the name that the Dominion has given to this system. It's what appears on the starships, but they don't consider it significant in any way. It's just just a burned out system with no useful resources. Okay, and all right, Doug, do we have room to add a threat? Okay, I'm going to add the threat because I don't want to do a complication. I instead want to give Darren the insight he was supposed to get, and we'll just use up that threat later.
Okay.
You could always give Monty terrible, colitis or something as a complication. I mean,
Not only did this comet come from that system, your scientific insight, and you're probably going to get a paper out of this, is that 50,000 years ago, the Gamma Quadrant end of the wormhole was passing through that system.
Wormhole. Okay, I think I have some ideas on how you would burn a solar system. Okay. All right. Oof.
the real question is, does this apply to the current situation? Is somebody at Gamma intentionally setting up a World War I style catastrophe in order to God only knows what, make money? Or is this a Pa-Wraith related thing, and are they related, or is it just the universe is on fire right now?
I'm not going to give you the answer to that. You're going to have to figure that out for yourselves. But I will tell you, the question you just asked is why this campaign is named Empires in Embers.
Gonna be honest, I was wondering that myself.
Dun, dun, dun.
It feels like it's all going to hell in a handbasket. All right. I guess we'll continue on to the wormhole and touch base with the
Okay.
Federation.
You're going back to the wormhole and you're going to put the band back together.
We're going to try to share as much information as we can and figure out next steps quickly.
You coming back to DS9?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, imagine that.
And you've got a lot of explaining to do.
You better hurry up and get it clean.
Okay, you
Remember
fly
they're
through
back.
the wormhole.
Yeah, I'm expecting to find the station in perfect condition, just like I left it.
You
Yeah,
come out
yeah,
the end
about
of the
that.
wormhole, and Deep Space Nine denies you permission to land.
Say what?
Sorry, this station is on lockdown. You can't get permission to land.
Who am I talking to?
You are talking to... I think it's Uda. You know him. Says, very sorry, Commander, but we're on lockdown. This is Traffic Director Uda. No ships are allowed to dock right now.
Uda, who ordered the lockdown?
Well, I sort of did. Bob Newhart called the doctor and asked his advice, and the doctor said it was a good idea. So I put us on lockdown, really, but it was
Damn it, Uda! It was my call.
Dr. Smith who made the call.
Please put Dr. Smith on.
I'll try to find him. He might be on a date. I'm not sure where he is these
Oh,
days.
no.
Okay, yeah, he says, Dr. Smith, we've got a call for you.
Dr.
Yeah,
Smith,
this is Dr. Smith.
why can we not dock?
Oh my God, Commander! I cannot believe I'm about to say this, but thank God you're here.
I'm not here yet because you ordered a lockdown.
Yeah, about that. Yeah, it appears that we were. Yeah, while you were gone, there was a terrorist attack. They blew up the gem offices. There's a couple of people are dead, and the Hottentots and the Lilliputians are about to go to war. But I think I've calmed them down.
The who?
Well, anyways, look, I'll tell Luda to let you on, to let your ship in.
Please do.
Yep. Okay, Uda, the commander's going to be allowed to allow the commander spaceship 11 to dock.
We're allowing a Vorta ship to dock, but we won't allow the Starfleet ships to dock? Okay.
Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? Actually, tell you what. Maybe you should beam onto the Commander, maybe you should beam onto the space station.
That's what I was going to suggest. I just
All right.
over to operations.
And I'll tell you all about it.
Who's staying behind on Starship 11 and who's coming with me?
Actually, and you know what? I know exactly where to transport them.
If the station is on lockdown, the shields are up.
Don't we have something that bypasses that?
You have something, yes. In the other direction.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
You could beam off the station, but not onto the station.
And we have to be carrying the beacon.
You can make those beacons on Starship 11. It's just a piece of Dominion technology that you have access to.
So we can't beam onto the ship, onto the station.
The station could lower its shields. They could end the lockdown. You could dock if they end the lockdown, or you could get special permission, like Dr. Smith was saying.
Do we have a shuttle on the 11?
As I recall, you were going to put a shuttle on the 11.
All right. I'll write that down. Put shuttle.
Well, I take it.
Now, wait a minute, though. They're not going to trust a shuttle, even if it's a Starfleet shuttle. They're not going to trust it coming out of a Dominion ship. So we're still in the same boat. Of people getting upset. If the reason why we can't dock is because we are on a Dominion ship, they're not going to trust a Federation ship coming out of one.
Well, they know whose ship it is. Dr. Smith.
Then there shouldn't
Can you
be.
give
We
permission
never
to
actually saw. We never saw a Dominion shuttle.
That's true.
They were more into big landing parties, anyways.
Well, Commander, here's the situation. The USS Breedlove is coming, is on its way here to try to smooth out some ruffled feathers, diplomatically speaking, with I've already forgotten what they're called. You're the commander. I can cede control back to you, and you can lift the lockdown, but then the repercussions of that would be on you.
Well, there is the point that you could just tell anybody who questioned it that you were letting the commander back on the ship. How about you lower the shields and we will transport over?
Okay. Is that an order?
That's an order.
Okay, good. Uda, lower the shield so they can beam on. Direct order from the commander.
All right. Lowering the shields.
Plausible deniability. That's all I
I'll
ask
go
for.
with her.
Okay, make sure you transport the commander to the corridor outside the infirmary.
I'll just settle for ops. That's where I'm at.
And I assume I have to stay on the ship because somebody has to fly the damn thing.
Yes, and you also have to keep Draw from, figuring out how to blow up solar systems.
Well, technically, for just sitting here, you don't need to fly the ship. I mean, it just sort of stays there.
Don't let him blow up the ship while we're gone.
I won't.
All right, Joel, you're with me. 2 to transport.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Of course, we didn't take the little
So,
doohickeys with us again.
So, Dr. Smith is in the infirmary right now. He's not he's not in ops.
Oh, I thought I was in ops.
Well, then is that where you're beaming to ops? Not to the corridor outside the infirmary.
That was a joke. I didn't really want them to beam to the corridor outside the infirmary. I feel that would be seen as unnecessarily cheeky kind of thing to do under the current circumstances, and even I have some sense of decor.
Okay. So, who beamed down?
Joel and I, Droff and Manny stayed on 11.
Oh,
and all the absent people are still on 11.
Okay. And Uda taps you on the shoulder, or says, "Oh, hi, Commander. Welcome back. We're not allowing any ships to dock or leave or anything, but when we dropped the shields, there's like all kinds of transporter activity going on."
Put the shields back up. Put the shields back up.
Okay. A lot of people were. So yeah, we could investigate a whole bunch of transporter traces here. There were 23 during that time. 23 people beamed on or off the station, or pieces of cargo or whatever.
Joel, can you work with Uda to hunt those down real quick?
I sure will.
Thank you. All right, Dr. Smith.
Yes, hi, Dr. Smith here.
Why is the station on lockdown? And what?
He told you.
I told you already.
Terrorist attack. That's all.
Well, basically, there was a bomb at the GEM offices, leveled the whole office, killed most of the staff. Also killed the general secretary of such and such.
The Niberite Alliance.
The general secretary of the Niberite Alliance, who has since blamed the Zankethi for. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Who believes inconclusively that the Zankethi were responsible for bombing the office, and they're threatening war, which under this current alpha situation would basically plunge the entire galaxy into a giant conflict, which, Starfleet is sending the USS Breedlove here right now to kind of diplomatically go out about it. Anyways, we did a little bit of an investigation. We found out that somebody named Keen beamed off out of the GEM offices immediately before the blast, and I think that's a person of interest. We should consider investigating.
Especially considering that Keen is currently running the station on the GEM station on the other side of the wormhole right now, having been put in place by the only founder who's talking to anybody.
That seems highly suspicious to me.
Yes, it does. Especially since the founder presented themselves as a hologram, not as themselves. All right.
Well, anyways, apart from that, I managed to keep the place together while you were gone.
All right. I sent a
Dr.
quick-
Smith? Dr. Smith, your communicator is beeping. Someone's
Yep.
calling you.
This is the doctor.
Dr. Tessick is calling saying, Doctor, you said not to allow Bemenech to have any visitors, but he's got a visitor and he's really officious and angry, and I don't know what to do.
I'll be right there.
While Dr. Smith is running down the corridor, I'm writing a quick report to Starfleet and making sure that Breedlove gets a copy of what I know is going on.
All right.
Including
What's going on in my
comment.
infirmary?
Okay, down at your infirmary. Ankrel, that's a good name. All right. Bemenech has a visitor named Ankrel,
Yeah.
who's another Karama. Just beamed onto the station during those moments that the shields were down.
Okay.
And he's dressed in a fancy business suit, has a GEM business card, says, I need to talk to
Yeah,
Bemenech.
that's not going to happen.
This is
Why are
very
you even on this? The ship's on lockdown. You're not even authorized to be here. I should have you arrested and bounced off the station.
This is very important.
You know what? Here's the thing.
You've got to let
Here's
me
the
talk to him.
thing. You're not talking to my patient until I've cleared them to have visitors. I don't know who you are. The station's been under attack. I don't trust anybody from your operation right now. Though, until I clear those
All right.
patients, they're my responsibility.
I don't need to hear any more from you, Doctor. Where's your boss? Which way to operations office?
Oh, they're that way. Good luck with that.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
And he starts heading toward ops.
Bye now.
He's heading toward ops.
You say bye now again?
So a couple of minutes later, a very nicely dressed Karma comes up to the ops center
Arrest him.
and says, I need to speak to whoever is in charge here.
That would be me, sir. And you are?
My name is Ankrel. I am an executive with Geta Enterprises Multiplicities. I need to speak to Bemenech about what happened at his offices.
Can you tell me why?
A fortune is missing.
Money.
A huge amount of money has vanished. All of the money that was made selling tickets for the gladiatorial games disappeared at the time of that explosion. It's enough money to fund an empire. We need to know what happened to it.
Ask Keen.
Mr. Ankrel, what can you tell me about a docile named Keen?
Keen, I assume, was killed in the explosion. It was Keen's office where the explosion took place. Keen was a very efficient docile, very creative, much more creative than docile usually are, much more visionary. Probably one of our greatest employees, very promising. Everyone knew Keen. It's a shame she's dead.
We really should have scanned her when she was so nice. We really should have.
Commander, do you want me to replay that announcement from that founder over at that shopping mall?
Yes, please.
All right, I forward the transmission. This person who is supposedly dead is actually quite alive and has an entire fleet around her. So
I think she may have been extremely creative.
And so you play back that recording of the founder, and Ankarel's mouth is just wide open. He can't believe what he's hearing, that the founder is saying this. And what, Keen? Really?
Just so you're aware, we have some concerns about whether or not the person presenting as a founder is in fact one of the founders or speaking for the founders.
If they've lost contact with the founder's homeworld, the entire Dominion could break down into anarchy. You're
Yes.
lucky you got out of there alive.
Yes. Well, Keen seems to be at the center of everything. I have a question. Was the whole interlocking mutual defense agreement plan Keen's?
As a matter of fact, yes. That was Keen's idea to promote peace while still profitably selling war materials.
Well, you know, I can't speak for other planets. Certainly not Andorians. We like to fight a lot. But apparently Earth, which periodically has peaceful times, had an entire planetary war caused by such types of agreements.
We've never had that sort of thing happen in the Dominion.
No, you had the founders to keep things, the trains running, so to speak. All right.
So, I need to proceed with my financial investigation. Somebody has embezzled a fortune, and I need access to Bemenach. I need to interrogate his people. I need to go over their computers. We've got to get to the bottom of this.
You will start with our constable, since it's a crime. Our constable will assist you in investigating that. Joel, I know you're a little tied up investigating the transporter activity. What?
Oh, yeah, that was me.
You're only one of 23. You're fine.
Well, there's 4 others with me. That accounts for 5 of them.
Okay, please let Joel know. That'll save him a little effort. And then let's see what Joel can do in terms of assisting you in your embezzlement investigation, because it's starting to look like a very large embezzlement investigation.
Now that we've got this information, maybe we can lift the lockdown. Hey, Mike, speaking of which, now that I'm in the infirmary, how is old Bemenach doing?
Bemenach is doing much better now.
I asked him if he's up for visitors. There's some guy named Akrell who's very keen on speaking to you.
Oh, no. Corporate sent Akrell?
Yeah, well...
okay. Yes, of course I must speak with him.
Well, if it's any consolation, based on what we're starting to find out, it may be somebody named Keen who's the cause of all your problems.
Keen? The docile that works for me?
Yep.
Works for you.
Hey, I don't know, but are you sure you're? Hey, I got your back while you're under my care. If you feel this is too much stress in your condition, I'll keep the guy away. But if you feel you're up to it, I'll let him have access to you. Now that I think I've established who's in charge in the infirmary to the guy. I've made my point. So.
Okay,
so
yes.
you sure you're up for
I feel up to having visitors, and actually in GEM it would be unheard of for me to refuse to speak with him as long as I am capable of speaking.
Commander, this is Dr. Smith.
Yes, Dr. Smith.
I've given my patient Bemenach here some further investigation and in a situation, and now I am confident that I can medically clear him to have access to visitors. If Mr. Ankro would like to come here and speak with him now, I
Uh-oh.
I think we lost your voice, Phil.
Yeah, we lost you for a second.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I think I accidentally muted myself for a second. Just basically, now that I've had my macho dick swinging episode and I'm happy again, I'm gonna concede and let Ankral have access to the guy if he wants.
Right. I will send him
Okay.
down, but I need you to supervise that visit, if you understand my meeting, Dr. Smith.
Oh, he's not going to have a. I'm going to be there for the whole thing. That's going to be one of the conditions of his visit is that I observe the entire thing.
Excellent. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to throw something in that will come back to us next week, I hope.
So what is going
Is
on
the
with
ship?
your mic?
Is my mic?
Not
Somebody's
my mic.
It's Phil. Okay.
Okay. Barbara Draper has a focus in galactic banking and finance. If she
Yes.
were to listen, if anyone were to listen in on this conversation, it should be her.
Yes.
Can we punt that to next session?
Well, what I'm saying is we'll just say this conversation takes place. If you figure out a way to get her in there, we will have that. We will get the results of that next session.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? You're going to bring her from the ship? Are you going to let the ship dock? What's going to happen?
God.
And how are you going to get her down to the infirmary? Are you going to put her in a nurse's uniform or something?
Enter ship beaming. Is it possible?
It's possible, but it's highly dangerous.
All right.
Yes. TOS season 3, episode 18. Day of the Dove.
Oh my God.
Nerd.
Even nerds are like, dude, what the hell?
All right. We're going to time this a little more tightly here. We're going to drop shields and transport on the mark. So the shields are only down a microsecond. Joel, you are going to monitor all transport activities and hunt them down as they happen. Are we all on the same page?
Roger that.
So this time,
you're keeping the lockdown going, though.
Yes, we're leaving the lockdown going momentarily.
All right.
All right. On my mark, is everybody ready? Mark.
Okay, so you're beaming Barbara Draper to ops?
Yes.
Beam her to the sick bay.
And putting shields back up immediately as soon as she's.
Beam her right into sick bay.
All right, we're beaming her to sick bay.
Okay, well, she's not wearing a uniform that looks like she works at sick bay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Ankrell told us he needed to explore the computers, and Barbara is my computer expert.
Give her a clipboard. No one's going to question her.
Okay.
I'm sure I can dig up a set of scrubs here.
She's going in as herself as my computer expert to assist him.
Hey, Chu, you know what? We don't need a reason. This is our station. We can set the conditions under which we're going to allow the guy to have access, and the condition is our personnel that we choose have to observe it. End of story.
As a commander, I have to be marginally more diplomatic.
But you agree with the general reasoning, though?
Yes, you are correct.
Wow.
What?
All right, Barbara's going straight to sick bay on the mark, and we're keeping the window open as short as possible. How many people come over with Barbara? Or go over?
Anyone else coming?
I'm assuming I have to stay with the ship.
Dracoon could man the ship alone. He's done it before. Well, alone. So.
Is he still convalescing?
Yeah, true. Okay, you stay there. Are you okay with that, Manny?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, and you're not alone. You're with Droth.
All right.
So that's
that kind of means she's alone, but yeah.
He's got too much interesting data to look at the moment. All right.
I'll make sure he doesn't blow up the ship.
Well, and just remember, if anything happens, you may have to go on a trip all on your own.
Oh boy.
Oh, before Barbara comes over, load her up with those little beamy doohickeys.
All right. My favorite beamy doohickeys.
I want enough beamy doohickeys to cover everybody.
All right.
Well,
All the player characters.
all the player characters and their supporting player characters.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Beaming
So you-
doohickeys have been dispersed.
so you've been back to DS9 6 or 8 hours at this point for all of this to have taken place. And you've been on lockdown. Ships want to come and go. Some ships that were scheduled to come here have diverted elsewhere. They may be going to Bajor to wait for the lockdown to end, or to
Just remember, after 9/11, it took a whole week for the airplanes to go back up. So
yeah, but this is not the entire Federation on lockdown. This is like one airport is going on lockdown.
yes, well, like I'm saying, when you're talking terrorist attack or possible person plotting a system-wide war, not even a system-wide war, a quadrant-wide war.
Yeah. So now I've got to call up some of my other notes here. So it's Starbase 310. All right, those of you who played in the 2-week side quest adventure, remember Starbase 310? You played another character who visited there before, I believe. A lot of the traffic is diverting to Starbase 310 that was supposed to come to Deep Space Nine.
Ooh. We had a villain over there who completely got away with some stuff.
Well, if you'll recall, the Lieutenant Saul Theisenall ended up getting busted.
Okay.
He's in Starfleet's prison right now.
They don't have prisons. They just send them to a winery to do macrame or something.
He's in a winery.
I want to go to that prison.
Yeah.
It does beg the question how this super advanced society can still not have prisons. I mean, it's like the prison industrial complex exists everywhere at all times.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have a spreadsheet that's got that. Well, I'm not going to take the time to call up all these old notes. If you'll recall, he had an underling there who didn't get busted. But you've still, your main characters have run across just recently cargo shipping labels that appeared to have changed.
The Kanar?
Yes, the Kanar that was diverted there and was then sent, Quark acquired it to sell at the concert that got interrupted.
Okay.
So that underling over there is still over at Starbase 310 up to some kind of shenanigans. And Barbara knows about it. And Barbara knows him.
Is that something we're going to do next mission then? Or
Not necessarily.
Right now, the whole quadrant's about to go in flames. So
Yes. That's bigger fish to fry than a case of Kanar that doesn't have the Cardassians tax stamp on it.
Okay.
All right. Where are we? Let's see. Everything happening in Sec Phase on hold until next session. And how far out is the Federation ship that's coming to de-escalate?
Well, at this point, it's 3.5 days. But
All right. I think I got to go visit the ambassador and undo whatever damage Dr. Smith did.
And now, Doug, I'm throwing down 2 points of threat.
Uh-oh.
All right.
The wormhole's opening. A ship is emerging. A damaged ship has just come through the wormhole. Science fiction damagey, so smoke and stuff. Sparks.
Even though there's no
That technical term?
You mean
Okay.
space
air in space.
opera. Space
And
opera
they're
damaging.
calling, saying this is an emergency. It's a Dosai transport vessel. This is an emergency. We've been attacked by pirates. It's lawless over there. There's no authority over there. It's gone crazy. We need permission to dock immediately. Our ship is badly damaged.
All right, Professor Droff, please confirm that for me before we give
Yeah, I want to scan them. Is this like
Scan fast.
fake damage?
Went fast.
I have a 1, I have a 10, and if the ship rolls, I will possibly have a 4th success.
You'll be rolled. That's not the ship now. It's Deep Space Nine. Deep Space Nine's sensors aren't as good as Starship 11's. Somebody roll for Deep Space Nine.
All right, I'll roll for Deep Space Nine. Well, he's still on 11, you know. He's.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, okay. Well, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 1, I rolled a 10.
I mean, Mila.
Oh, that's 3 successes.
Okay. Let's see here. 5.
Okay.
Ooh, 4 successes. Yeah.
Actually, this ship really is badly damaged, and it might explode.
Like before it docks? Or as it docks?
They might have, let me roll. You estimate no more than 14 minutes unless something is done.
Yeah, we have a imminent warp core breach. They either need to dock immediately or they need to go back through the wormhole immediately.
All right, that's it. I'm pulling up the big boy pants, dropping the shields. They're docking emergency transports to assist the ship, and pray to God they don't blow up on us.
All right, the scans. Do I know what needs to be fixed? Like, is there like a dilithium patch or whatever they need?
You kind of do know, because you've been serving on a Dominion ship for a month or so now, but Dracoon is an expert.
He's not here, Mike.
He's taking a long nap.
Yes. I think we put him in the stasis chamber.
So we're going to say this is another thing
Okay.
that will be kind of put on hold. You're letting this ship dock that is on the verge of a warp core breach, and you're hoping a character shows up next week to save you.
Yes, I know. That's
Okay.
stupid.
Well, we can send
It's
over.
a heroic thing a member of Starfleet would do.
Hold
They're
on.
saying, we've got wounded. Can we send them? Can you send help, or can we send them to you for help?
Yes, beam them directly to our sick bay.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, doctor, guess what?
our transporters are out. Could you do it?
Yeah. Joel?
I'm on it.
All right. Manny, can you assist him?
Yes.
Commander, I think it's time we end the lockdown. Something tells me we're going to get a lot more ships coming through that wormhole.
Yeah, and I can't keep a lid on it anymore if I'm letting people.
Is that unjoined Trill Doctor with you?
Yes.
What? Beam her if you're lowering the shields. Beam her into sick bay. It's time for me to figure out what she's got skill wise.
Okay. Sending her your way.
I've got an engineer that we could send over to the ship to see if he can patch the warp core.
Also issuing a general evacuation order for that end of the ship or the station for anybody who does not need to be there for duty purposes.
I'll get my team on it.
Thank you. Unjoined Trill going with him.
Yeah, Doc Bach.
Yeah,
Doc
thank you.
Bach.
Doc Bach. BOQ.
It does.
Okie dokie.
So you've got 4 casualties in pretty bad shape beamed to sick bay, and you've got you and Dr. Tessick and Doc Bach and your medical staff. You're doing triage, and one of them is conscious and talking about how horrible it was, babbling away. Are you going to listen in?
Why, yes.
You're not just going to put our anesthesia mask over them?
No! We need info.
I'll humor him for a second.
I'd never seen anything like it before. We couldn't do anything to get through it.
What was it?
It was this technology surrounding the Founder's homeworld. It's got them completely locked in.
How'd you get out?
We were just there trying to get contact, and we tried a few hours to scan or to analyze, and then raiders showed up and started attacking anything in sight. Without the Founders, there's no authority over there.
That sounds pretty bad. Okay.
There was someone trying to assume some kind of authority through some corporate means, but
Was her name Keen?
Yes, I believe so. But I'm not sure that's going to be stable. Maybe if they control this incredible technology, they will be able to keep it stable.
Gee, there's a thought.
But in the meantime, the greatest technology of the Dominion cannot analyze what has happened to the Founders. And all chaos is breaking loose in the Dominion. And with that, we're going to end tonight. Dun, dun, dun. It's after 9 o'clock.
Dun, 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 dun. Make up your mind, Doug!
All right, this is gonna look awkward on the.
It's just pause.
And that's all for this week. I'm Mike Substelny, your game master. This game session featured Neela Bright, Darren Bright, Ella Shore, Adam Pera, and Phil Gregory, with live editing by Doug Reichard. We will see you next time on Unreality Zone Fun and Games with Nimbus.
Yay!
Hi, Bob.
Nimbus!